time? Go time.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode, another installment of the Peter and Miles podcast. And I'm here, of course, as always, with my good friend, Miles Morales, a.k.a. RJ Strand. What is up, brother?
What's going on?
How are you doing? Good?
I'm doing good. A little tired, but, you know.
Yeah, as Spidey fans and just film fans in general, things could be better for us right now and just everybody. But we're gonna talk about a bunch of different stuff that's going on. What we got on the docket today. Well, we were gonna do our top 5 Spider-Man actors for like the third time, but of course, stuff happens in the world. The news comes and rumors start swirling, and
it happens every time. Every time we're like about to do something that's like that we really like worked on and like we came with an idea, like a ranking. There's always some Spider-Man news that just drops, and we're just like, well, never mind then. I guess we're
because like
not we're talking about that.
Before it was like the story trailer dropped, and we talked about the San Diego Comic-Con, and then the Spidey 4 Raimi Tobey Maguire stuff dropped, and we had to talk about that.
Yep.
So it's been pretty crazy the past couple of weeks, but it's coming. We're gonna try it for I think the third or fourth time. Hopefully that time's the charm. We're gonna try for this Sunday and get that out as soon as possible. But yeah, on the docket today, we're gonna be talking about the pre-orders for the limited edition console bundle and all that good stuff that went live today for the game, and we're also gonna be talking about the strikes for a bit that's going on in the cinema and pop culture world. And we're also going to talk about some really interesting concept art that was brought to light for No Way Home that really it's just interesting. And I'm wondering, it's got us wondering if it could be put to future use potentially for some of them, which would be super cool. So without wasting any more time, we're just going to jump right into it. Go to the PlayStation Direct website here, where this morning at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, 7 a.m. Pacific in the U.S., these beauties dropped. Where if you got a fat wallet, you could have gotten your hand. You can still get your hands on this because it's the only thing left in stock. But dude, let me tell you, the concept art for this console is absolutely nuts. What do you think about it?
That's worth $600.
Yeah.
I mean, I already have a PS5, but this right here, you got a fat wallet, like you said, you're probably buying that shit. Like,
yeah, like, and some people are saying, oh, it's overpriced. It's a kind of a waste of money. I'm like, not really. The console is $500 already. You're getting the badass controller,
just adding more because of the design of Spider-Man on it.
Yeah, and it comes with the game as well. Like, it's kind of worth it if you don't have a PlayStation 5 already.
Yeah, like, just save up. Like, we actually know somebody that's, like, saving up for it. So, you probably bought this. Who knows? But
yeah. But what I did like is that the guys over at Insomniac, Sony, Marvel, they were thinking about the many fans who are fortunate enough to have a PlayStation 5 because it's really cool of them to release the controllers and just the covers separately, which I thought was super cool for both editions, the non-disc and the disc version. I was contemplating getting the covers, but I heard those all 3 of these are sold out. I was really contemplating getting the covers, but I'm like, no, don't do this. I only ended up going with the controller.
See, I would have bought the controller, but I've been spending money lately on Funko Pops, and you know, Funko Pops are cheap, but like it adds up after a while.
Yeah, it's good to treat yourself, but you got to be cautious of your wallet and your expenses that you got going on. So
I would have bought this, but because that's a damn badass controller. But
yeah,
I just
yeah. No, I don't. I mean, I've been spending more than I probably should have. Shamoon will let me know that. I mean, I think the major purchases I made the past few months were this comic Spider-Man 1, Todd McFarlane. I got the collector's edition bundle when I pre-ordered the game, and then this controller. So I kind of spoiled myself a little bit, and I think that's where I'm going to draw the line. I'm going to chill for a bit because I really want to save for the next time we go on a trip together. Yeah. So I really got to think of that along with all my bills and stuff. But yeah.
Car insurance and all that stuff.
Car insurance, rent, groceries. We just talked about the crazy grocery prices. But
yeah.
But if you're, like you said, if you're swimming in the money, you could swing it. Yeah, you're putting it to good use with this because these are freaking sick.
Yeah.
But yeah, for the everything's sold out everywhere pretty much besides the bundle. So if you're massively late and you don't have a PlayStation 5, go to PlayStation Direct and snag this puppy before it's gone.
Get it right now because it might be gone. So.
Yeah, they're not. The Insomniac said they're not restocking. So once it's gone, man, once supplies are out, they're out.
Yeah,
they ain't making more. So
I actually think PlayStation is going to do that more often now. I think not when it comes to like future consoles, but they're not going to restock anymore. I think low key when they first sold the PS5s, I think that kind of woke saying, "Oh man, we really can't restock some of these." I mean,
yeah,
they'll probably restock obviously for the PS6, but like when it comes to special editions, they're not going to do that. I don't think.
Yeah, and for those of you who are listening to the pod on Apple Podcasts and didn't see me share my screen, I'll just give you a quick pricing for each of them. So the limited edition bundle that comes with the controller, the brand new console with the covers, and the digital edition of the game, that costs $599.99, basically $600. The controllers costed $80 and the covers costed $65. But the covers and the controller separately are both out of stock everywhere. So you don't really got to worry about that. But yeah, the console bundle that's still available is $600 hairs. So
dollars.
It's a lot of money, man.
A lot of money.
I mean, I was lucky enough to get my PS5 the week it came out. I don't know how I did that, but I managed. I skipped a few college classes and I grinded hard. And I secured it. So
got a PS5.
But yeah, so that was kind of it for that little segment. We just wanted to touch upon that for those of you who weren't aware. But yeah, next I think we can talk about the concept art that was revealed over the last few days. That really
came out of nowhere.
Came
out of nowhere.
Yeah, and I love it when like films and movies do stuff like that.
Yeah, they released like what the beginning stages of like. What they were doing and stuff.
So this one, I definitely did see this, but I didn't know how legit it was. And turns out it was pretty legit. Was the options for Tom's lenses in No Way Home. I mean, ultimately, they ended up keeping with what he always had for the most part. Maybe a few little tweaks there. But yeah. I think the top left is pretty much
what they went with.
What they went with, yeah.
I mean... The bottom one are like the McFarlane lenses, like those. Yeah, it doesn't go with like Tom's style in his suit, and it would have looked a little like Andrew's suit. So they want to differentiate the three Spider-Men. Obviously, I think that they could use the bottom lenses for Andrew in the future. They could probably do that.
Yeah, and this is like I think Ultimate Spider-Man vibes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I agree. I think sticking with what worked for Tom was perfect because then they each had their own signature style lenses, Now
I do see them using the second row to left I can see them using that for like maybe like a stealth mode or something in the future. Like he kind of like closes the lens or something like that. But I don't want them to change Tom's lenses. I think those are perfect, especially for like the new suit that he got at the end of No Way Home. Like just stick with that. Like I don't.
Yeah, and just keep making little tweaks. I mean, like this isn't much like too much of a difference. I like these a lot in the top right. They kind of like bring a more of a Toby shape to his lenses.
Yeah,
which I kind of like, but yeah, just stick with the same similar formula. If you're gonna make any like more drastic changes, then I think the most you do is right here. But yeah, I do like Tom's classic lenses. I think it's no coincidence they're as close to the original comics as we've gotten on screen before.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I like just keep it with the regular lenses, but it's cool that they were considering it and playing around with like designs and stuff.
Yeah, you love to see like the ingenuity that they're bringing to the table for it.
Yeah.
So now this one is concept art of Tom Holland's Spider-Man meeting J. Jonah Jameson for Spider-Man No Way Home. And
this was
is J. Jonah Jameson in his freaking boxers right here?
This would have been I think this scene, if this were to happen in the film, if they actually did this would have been the funniest shit ever.
Yeah. Especially if Tom showed up in his Spidey suit.
You know what? I have a theory. I think that if this were to happen, I think this is after Aunt May dies and he confronts him. You know how in No Way Home, like before the three Peters are about to fight the villains, and he calls J. Jonah Jameson.
Yeah,
I think that they wanted to originally, like, this concept art kind of says that they wanted to like have him go face to face to him and stuff. I actually think that would have been really cool.
That would have been good, yeah,
because that's never been done before in the films where like J. Jonah Jameson knows like Peter who Spider-Man is, and like imagine like Peter's talking to him like in the suit but he doesn't have the mask on. So I think that would have been really, really cool. Like,
yeah, I've always loved it in the comics, in the animated series, and even that brief bit in the first Raimi film where we get interactions face to face with J. Jonah Jameson and Spider-Man. I'm always a big fan of that because I mean J. Jonah is one of my favorite like comic book characters, let alone Spider-Man.
He's funny as hell, man.
Yeah, he's just, and it also helps a lot when you got a guy like J.K. Simmons, who's arguably the best comic book casting of all time.
Yeah, like you look at the scene in like No Way Home, or like where Peter says, "I'm at the Statue of Liberty," and J. Jonah's like, "Oh Jesus, he's at the Statue of Liberty. He's going to destroy another thing."
And before we move on, I just want to say probably my favorite scene from No Way Home, and you will probably agree with this big time, is when right after Aunt May dies and we get a little monologue voiceover from Jonah Jameson. You see it's in the rain.
Oh, dude.
Spider-Man touches turns to ruin.
Oh, yeah.
I don't remember I'm paraphrasing a little bit, but he's like, when will we wake up and take back our city, or something like along those lines? And it just, I'm like, holy shit, not now, Jameson, but adds that more gut punch.
I honestly think that this version, the MCU's J. Jonah Jameson, is worse than the Raimi version.
Yeah,
because the Raimi version, at least he kind of felt bad in Spider-Man 2.
Yeah,
where like obviously he doesn't know Peter is Spider-Man, but he felt bad like when Spider-Man wasn't like, out saving the city and stuff. He actually felt bad, and obviously like it kind of goes back. He goes back to the way he is like after like the suit's stolen. But this right here, he is so such an asshole in this movie.
A brutal mofo, dude. Gosh, man. No
like
wonder you have no hair in this universe.
He's trying to catch like that scene where Peter's climbing the wall and J. Jonah's like, "Now I've got you." It's like he just wants to catch him and like just doing bad stuff.
Yeah, man. Like I couldn't. I mean, maybe I couldn't really see Raimi Jonah Jameson doing stuff like that.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah,
I mean, maybe he would, but I don't know, man.
Yeah,
this is freaking hilarious. But yeah, if this scene would happen, it would have been amazing. But
I think
the phone
low-key
call
they
worked,
would've-
but this would have been better.
I think they should have went with this though, but it doesn't matter though. It was still a great film nonetheless. But just I think this would have been an awesome scene.
All right, now this is where it starts getting freaking awesome, dude. So we got roughly the same designed suit for Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin, but obviously he's lost the Goblin helmet, and he's got more of just like the eye lenses. He's kind of got like a Scarlet Witch type
Mask, yeah.
And I don't know, man. What do you think? I kind of like it. It's all right.
Yeah, I don't mind it. I feel like it would have been cool, like if, because we all know that bridge fight was supposed to be like 15 minutes originally.
Yeah.
Like he was supposed to fight not just Doc Ock, but also Green Goblin. So like, it would have been cool. Like, let's say they're fighting, and like that mask shows up like right then and there. Like, let's say that Peter breaks the mask or something, but then like he has a backup one. Like that would have been. I think that would have been awesome.
As much as I love No Way Home, it's my favorite Spider-Man movie, but that was the biggest blue ball in cinema.
Oh yeah, when they're about to.
Yeah, and then he just gets flipped away by Strange. I'm like, come on, man! What
like, damn it, bro.
One of the biggest blue balls.
Like you could have seen like Doc Ock maybe fight him. Who knows,
dude? Yeah, imagine if we saw Doc Ock fighting Goblin.
Yeah, like we both love No Way Home, but there are some missed opportunities in there. As much as we love it, it's still a great movie. Like I have to say that it's a great film, but there are some missed opportunities in that movie where they could have done like the villains fighting each other. Like I just
dude, yeah, that would have been insane because we never even knew that Norman. There was no connection between Norman and Otto that they even knew each other.
Yeah,
it was cool that Otto obviously was like, Norman, you're supposed to be dead, but if we could have seen
they knew each other, but they weren't like, I don't think they were close, if that makes sense. I'm not sure.
Yeah, because like in the game they were in college together and they worked together.
Yeah,
they said they started Oscorp together. Whereas here it's a whole different story.
Yeah, I think I forgot what Spider-Man 2 says, but like Doc Ock knew Harry and he knew Norman. I gotta rewatch it, but I'm not sure what their relationship was in the Raimi films.
That's what I love about these different Spider-Man universes, whether it be the games, the movies, the shows, the little tiny or not tiny, but like some of the littler details that are just different.
Yeah,
I love like that was like a brilliant idea to have. Oscorp, in the game, Otto's like, I'm half the reason it's called Oscorp. They used to call us the O's in college. I'm like, that's kind of a clever detail.
Yeah.
This mask is interesting.
I kind of like it.
The Scarlet Goblin.
Scarlet Goblin.
Oh. They nailed Defoe's just facial expression.
They do, man.
Now this is kind of a funny one. So we got MJ with the
why is Ned in the background
right
there?
Well, yeah, why is this freaking? Never mind, I won't say that. What the freaking?
Why is he just sitting there? Like I don't know.
He looked goofy with the cloak of levitation saving him. I would have rather it be her, to be honest.
I mean, I'm kind of glad they went with the Andrew saving her so he can get his redemption.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, you're right. If the cloak saved her, that probably wouldn't have happened. So,
I mean, it's cool nonetheless. Like maybe there could have been like another scene before that where like she has a cloak of levitation on. But yeah.
Oh man, it looks like they pulled this right out of the freaking film.
Yeah,
it's crazy. Now this is cool. With the Goblin with an Iron Man. What is it, Mark III?
I think so. Yeah,
Mark III styled suit. That looks freaking sick, man.
It looks good. Don't get me wrong. It looks badass, but I'm glad they didn't do this.
Yeah,
because it's too much Iron Man,
too much similarities. Like Goblin has his own tech and his own suit. You don't need to be mashing them.
I do remember way before the movie came out, like there were like some plot leaks or rumors saying that like he was gonna like use Stark tech in
Yeah.
that movie. I'm so glad they cut that out. It looks like a drone. Is that like one of the drones from Far From Home that like on the glider?
That kind of it kind of looks like it.
Dude, if he used that, oh my god. Green Goblin would have been OP, bro.
Dude. So and as cool as these concept suits are, I am so glad. You will probably agree with this. I am so glad they stuck with the original for the final fight scenes, with just the hood.
I mean, this is like, I think that this would have been like, a play on like, because Norman in the comics, he leads the Dark Avengers and he uses Stark tech for that. So I think that's like a little play on that, like a little Easter egg maybe. Mm-hmm. But I'm glad that they went with the final version.
Yeah, me too. I wonder if they would have went with this, would he? Where would he get it? Would it be the tech that Happy was holding in his apartment?
Maybe, but I don't think it would have been Avengers Tower because they got rid of all the stuff in Homecoming, and they transferred it.
Right.
I don't know.
Now this one is interesting. Dark elf suit.
It looks freaking scary as shit.
So it has a little read up. There was a desire to get him closer to the comic version where he looks like a goblin. I remembered that in Marvel Studios Thor, The Dark World, there were the Dark Elves who kind of had a similar feel to them. In this story, a damage control facility could have had some old armor from the Dark Elves, enabling Osborn to have the ears and more of a goblin appearance, and it's actually rooted in the Marvel Cinematic Universe canon. I was excited about that possibility.
That is interesting. He would have got it from damage control.
Dude, this looks rugged. This looks rugged too, man.
Honestly, I would have went with this. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love that font. I love what we got in No Way Home, but this isn't a bad idea either.
Yeah, it looks pretty damn close to the comics too, man.
Looks freaking scary.
Yeah. I mean, Willem Dafoe's face can be scary enough, but this just adds to that.
Like, imagine this is the apartment fight scene. He's like turns into that. Like,
all right. So I think the last image we want to talk about is this. Wait, yeah.
But hold on. Go back to the Norman one for a second.
That one.
I think they wanted to like combine. I think they wanted to combine the OG Raimi suit with like the comic accurate, and he has a hood.
Yeah.
But then like they ultimately like wanted to like show Defoe's face more, so they kind of abandoned the mask, but wanted to like show more of his eyes and all that. So I think this is when they started like saying like, okay, let's just keep the original but make it more modern and stuff, and like comic accurate. But I don't know. I would have loved to have seen him like wear this. But I like both though. I like what we got in No Way Home though. I like it better, but this is badass and scary.
That is freaking super cool, man.
Yeah. What's the last image?
Oh, this is one of the more interesting ones.
What?
Ned Leeds concept art as the Hobgoblin. So it's funny that they made concept art for this movie for him.
I don't think, and he's wearing an orange hoodie too. I don't think that they were going to. I think this is just fun. Like this, they were probably having fun in there, and just like, hey, here, But yeah, I don't know what it's just funny. Like, I'm glad they didn't put this in the movie though. I know that.
Do you think Ned will become the Hobgoblin at some point?
No. Not believable.
I just don't. No
I
offense
just
to
don't
Jake-
see it. Just
I
don't
just-
see it.
And also, no offense to Jacob Battle, and I just don't know if he could pull off. He's too nice. I feel like
Yeah.
I just don't know. I mean, it could make sense. I mean, obviously, he doesn't know who Spider-Man or even Peter Parker is anymore, but I just don't know. I can't picture him running around with pumpkin bombs blowing
just
shit
don't.
up. I just can't see it. And how would he even acquire this tech? What is he going to do? Is he going to acquire it at MIT in Boston and light up Boston?
Boston.
I hope
Boston.
not. He better not.
I hope not. I hope not. First off, the thing is, they were to put that in the movie. You'll have to explain how the hell does he even get on the glider? Like, how the hell did you manage to get Norman Osborn off the damn glider and you get on it? Like,
the cloak's gonna have to levitate his big ass up there, man. That's the only explanation.
How the hell would you explain that?
That's it.
Oh man, that's funny.
Yeah, I definitely think they're taking a piss with this one.
I think they were just screwing around. It would have been. Oh, honestly, though, they should do like a. They should just release like a little footage of him like on the glider. Like maybe he can go to the Sony Pictures lot one day, and Jacob like just gets on the glider and they just he wears the same hoodie as his concept art and he's just doing that, bro. That would have been funny.
Yeah.
Glad it's not in the movie, but this would be like a funny like skit to do.
Yeah, it could be like a behind the scenes.
Like imagine he's like putting on the hoodie. Oh man, that's funny.
Which one's your favorite out of all these? Would you say
The Dark Elves one?
Yeah,
This one right here.
yeah.
But could you imagine if he combined the drones from Far From Home?
Oh man, that would have been
Jesus.
As if it couldn't get any more frightening. It could.
This mofo would have had like drone, like weaponized drones and the glider, like
that would have been insane.
man, Jesus. OP asshole. Like
He does look good in that suit, man.
he does.
But yeah, I'm glad they kind of went away from the Power Rangers-esque suit.
I will say this though, like if it was like the second one, it looks really good.
If they what?
If they went with the one with the purple and green,
Yeah.
it looks good. It looks good there.
All right, so I guess we can jump into our last topic, which is, of course, about the strikes. Most of you have probably heard about what's going on in Hollywood right now. Not good. So for those of you who have been living under a rock, besides listening to this podcast, basically, most productions have. RJ could probably explain this better than I could because he's more. RJ's a writer, an aspiring writer as well. So, but basically, the Cliff Notes version is most productions for films and TV have been halted and have been further delayed to some of them that previously had release dates don't even have release dates now. And if they do, they're not till late 2024 or maybe even 2025 and onwards. Yeah. Basically, there's the Sony, Netflix, these big production companies are being stingy, greedy mofos and not paying these writers.
Greedy mofos. So basically, there's two things going on right now in Hollywood. Writers and actors want to get paid fairly, and when it comes to there's a thing called SAG, that's Screen Actors Guild, that's the Actors Union, and there's the WGA, Writers Guild of America, and that's where if you're a writer, actor, you get a part of those unions. Like when the more projects you do and all that stuff, and the more big projects they take you in and stuff, and make sure that you have like a fair deal and stuff like that. It's kind of like one big agency, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it's like a blanket.
Like a whole.
Yeah, it's like a blanket over the
But
actors and the writers.
so basically, writers are not getting paid fairly, and when it comes, like, they're getting like the bare minimum of like a percentage of like takes. I don't know like the detail of like all the money and all that stuff. I just know that their pay is like the writers' pay is not. Writers have been historically, they don't really get paid that much. Like when it comes to like if you when it comes to like films, TV, writers are the ones that make everything go. You don't have writers, you don't have a picture. So writers, directors, and actors. Out of those three, specifically, writers, directors, and actors, writers get paid the least. Mm-hmm. So when it comes to what's going on now, it's just if writers are not on set, they're doing strikes. You can't film anything. So like, I mean, you can't even like projects are being delayed because strikes going on, and the strikes are for a good reason because these studios do not want to pay writers at all. They want to give them like just the bare minimum. And these studios are like billionaires and they just make like these execs, they just get, it's just one big mess. Like with Hollywood right now. It's just the fact that I'm an aspiring writer and this pisses me off because if we don't like get this fixed, person like me, I'm not gonna get paid fairly. Like if I eventually become like a writer, like I'm not gonna get paid fairly. But it's just one of those things where you got studios delaying projects. That's some Spider-Man projects got delayed today and stuff, and I just don't understand like why they won't just pay the actors and writers. Like these studios make so much money, and it's ridiculous how they can't even they just can't pay writers a fair amount and they can't pay actors a fair amount. And the thing about it with the actors, not every actor is paid fairly. So that's why most of the big name actors you see striking out there because they are in solidarity with like, as Spider-Man would say, the little guy. Because some actors, they get some of their they get residual checks, and some of them, like as streaming has kind of like made their way into the industry, and cable's kind of dying out, those residual checks are just not there anymore. So like let's say for example, if for audiences that don't know what that is, a actor like let's say Charlie Sheen, right? Just for example, he gets residual check. He probably gets I don't know, but he probably gets residual checks based on like how basically you get residual checks based on like when it airs and stuff like that, like reruns and all that stuff. So, but a lot of them are not getting paid that much. They're just getting paid like little bits now. And because like the industry has changed with like streaming and stuff like that. And the thing about streaming, some of these streaming platforms not even like telling you like they're not very truthful on like their data on like viewership and all that stuff for their TV shows. Like Netflix, they kind of bullshit their way, like, oh, this is the number one thing right now, and it's like the next day something else comes along. But that's just a brief summary of what's going on right now, and it is just pathetic. Like how writers are not getting paid fairly, and it's just ridiculous. Without writers, you don't have films and TV shows. There's no Cobra Kai, there's no Spider-Man, there's no like anything. Like even the shows that like that I don't even care for, those writers deserve to get paid. It doesn't, like, I've seen people online and like the discourse around this is just bad. Like there's people saying, well, these writers are just not doing a good job right now with some of these movies and TV shows that are coming out and stuff. It doesn't matter.
We know who's talking about that. We know someone.
But if you It doesn't matter. I don't care how bad a TV show is. If you wrote that and somebody hired you to write it, you deserve to get paid. It doesn't matter how bad it is. I don't care how bad it is. It doesn't matter. We the discourse surrounding this is truly, truly awful. And there is just one thing that needs to happen. Writers deserve to get paid. That's a simple fact. There is no in between. Writers deserve to get paid. Straight up. That's it.
The thing that really baffles me is what are these companies, the big production companies, trying to accomplish here? You're shooting yourself in the foot.
Yeah, and also, I don't know if you heard, but there's reports that this strike could go on to like October, November. And the thing is, like, there was a report that came out about these studios are waiting until like
they become broke.
They become broke and they're like homeless or whatever. Like that is just some sick, twisted shit. Like they are that cold. Like that is the dirty side of the industry. Right?
And they're even starting to think about just straight up firing people.
Yeah, like like Tuesday they might like get rid of like these exclusive deals. And for audience members, I don't know, like writers, actors, directors, they sign like exclusive deals with like studios all the time. But here's the thing, it's contracts with like these big studios, they can just terminate that shit at any time.
Yeah.
And you can't do a damn thing about it. And that is just a scary thing that we could like Tuesday. I really hope that they don't do that. Like that is some low level shit. If you're just willing to do that, just terminate contracts with writers just because they're on strike and fighting the good fight for payment for themselves, that's just fucking ridiculous.
Some double cross and spineless shit. Negan would say.
Yeah, and it's just like we got so many projects delayed because studios don't want to pay writers, and it's like, no, studios, it's your fault. You don't want to pay writers shit because we gotta delay projects because like it's like no. And the thing is, though, some of these studio heads have come out and like said stuff, and you can tell that they just don't care.
Yeah,
and
you're gonna care when your bank accounts eventually dry.
These studio heads are losing money every week because there's no movement. You know, there's no projects are not moving forward. Nobody's at work. Actors and writers want to go back to work. All you have to do, studios, is pay them. It is not that fucking hard. Like, I just don't understand why. And if this goes on till like October, oh boy, like I might act a fool. Like, this is ridiculous. Like, they need to like pay writers and actors. It's that simple. And the thing is, though, I kind of wish the directors did not sign a contract. They didn't like sign that contract yet, because if the directors went on strike with actors and writers, then I think Hollywood would have been really screwed, because like studios would have really said, okay, let's figure out a deal too. But it's not even just about the payment that we're fighting for. It's the fact that AI.
Yeah, jeez, don't get me started.
AI is dangerous as shit. Okay, some of these studios are like all for it. Like they want to like use So for example, extras might be out of work if AI really if these studios really like just fully get on board with AI. Like AI is already scary for one.
Yeah, we've seen those generation apps, like you know those apps like you can type in whatever you want, like Spider-Man eating at McDonald's out of weight or overweight. Yeah. You can look that up and it'll generate an image in seconds of that. That's frightening.
I don't want to see an AI movie. I don't want to see that shit. That's not art. I'm sorry. Like I don't want to see that shit. And the fact that they want to use like an actor's likeness for AI and their own purpose, that is scary as shit, man. Like
it's literally like doing an AI generating an AI image, and saying, I created this picture. No, you didn't create shit. The AI did. Like, you're not
and generated it, or whatever the hell
point.
it is. Like, yeah, and that is just a scary thing that they really want to use. So basically, like, if you're an extra in Hollywood, what these studios were proposing for some extras is that, okay, you come in for like a day's work, and like the AI generates your body, your face, everything, and then it can use it forever. You get like a check for that. You get like a day's check for that for the rest of your, and you don't get anything for the rest of your life, and that's just ridiculous.
Yeah, because the money is nice, but you want to be there to do the work. This work isn't a job for people in the industry. They're in the industry because they love doing it.
Yeah, and also the biggest misconception about this industry is that everybody, and I've had conversations with some friends about this. Not everybody that's an actor or writer or director is an automatic millionaire. That is not how it works.
Right.
Not everybody is making DiCaprio type money. Like, that's just not the case. Okay, there are some actors that live like everyone else, paycheck to paycheck. It's not,
not everyone's an A-lister.
Yeah, not every actor's an A-lister, and it's just ridiculous how some people really think that every actor in Hollywood is just like automatic bank. Like, that is not the case.
No,
like,
they're just average. Some of them are just average Joes like you and me.
Yeah, and it's just ridiculous that people really do think that way.
They're not being like, what's the word I'm looking for? They're not sympathizing.
Yeah, they're not being sympathetic. It's like, you can't just look at it like, oh, well, this actor is not good, or why is he on strike? It doesn't matter. It's
because it's all subjective.
Yeah,
someone out there enjoys their work.
Exactly. Film is subject. Like it's not. It's
not a surefire thing.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's not. If somebody might think Oppenheimer's terrible, I like Oppenheimer. Like, I love that film, but somebody might think it's bad. But that does not mean that,
look, TASM 1. Not a good movie, but they deserve to get paid.
Exactly,
it's a good movie. RJ thinks it's a good movie.
I think it's a fine movie,
but they still deserve to get paid, because I'm not gonna lie, they worked hard for that movie.
Exactly. Like
the writers were smoking a little bit of crack, but give them a check.
Give them a check. Like, you hired studios, you hired them to do a job. You got to pay them. It's that simple. So. Like, art, like you said, art is subjective. Like, film is subjective. We're not all gonna agree, but just because you didn't think a project is good doesn't mean that person involved with the film should not get paid. They absolutely should get paid, whether you like the film or not. And that is a problem with people on how we view things and stuff like that, specifically with writers. As an aspiring writer, some of these people piss me off when it comes. They go after writers of films that they didn't like, and they just think that, oh, well, he just, you know his name when you didn't like the project, but you don't know his name when the project's good.
Yeah,
it's like,
let me give you an analogy here. So those people that are saying, why are they getting paid? The movie sucked. They still did their job. Their job was to create a film and get a film out. If they did not do that, then they did not do their job. Yeah. Whether you like it or not is not their job.
Exactly.
They're doing the story that they were set out to create, whether it was influenced by studios or whether it was influenced by themselves.
Yeah.
That their job is to write the story and get it done on schedule so that they can go to production.
Yeah.
Like, it's not as cut and dry as okay, if you're working at a grocery store, you have to get these shelves stocked, and if you don't do it in the allotted time, then you're not doing a good job. It's not as cut and dry as like that.
Yeah,
People are
it's
making
not
it
as
out
cut
to
as
be,
dry.
oh, if the
Yeah,
product
and
is not good, then they didn't do their job. They got the film
yeah,
out.
there's like a whole process. There's a whole process of making film. There's a cast, there's a crew, like they got crew members on set, the actors, directors, writers are on set. Like it's like people just don't understand that. Like there's a whole process, You it it's just ridiculous how we really have to have these discussions with some people that are not intelligent on this type of subject. And
Mm-hmm.
I've had multiple people and stuff like that. It's like pay the writers and pay the actors, and we can get back to work. That is all. Like we
Because
can.
with this happening, nobody's winning. The
Yeah,
studios aren't even winning.
Yeah,
They're
exactly.
going to be losing in the end, like in the long run.
Yeah, exactly.
They're not going to have any projects, which means they're making no money compared to just a little bit less money than they would get for just paying the writers what they deserve.
Yeah, you would think from a studio is like they're so like greedy and stuff. You would think that they will shit their pants by losing some money every week, but they just. I mean, I know it's nothing to them, but like they're so greedy and shit. Like,
dude, like, bro, you're gonna be going from no money at all.
Yeah,
just take the short little pay cut and just pay them a little more instead of making nothing in a few months.
That's literally all what the writers are asking is just pay more. That's literally it.
I don't.
And the thing is, they're not even negotiating. The SAG and the WGA, they're ready to negotiate again, but they're like, nah. Studios are like, nah, we're not going to negotiate.
They think this is a dick measuring contest.
Yeah, it's like
what's your point? You're trying to prove that you got big balls or something?
Like I just don't understand it. It's ridiculous.
Like there's no content for people to watch. Like films are supposed to be an escape for people. What happens when there's no new films coming out? Like what?
Yeah, like what are you gonna do? Like Oppenheimer, like there's not gonna be premieres right now. Yeah, actors can't go to premieres.
Cinemas might go out a bit. Some cinemas might go out of business
again. Like already happened.
But we're just recovering from COVID shit.
It's like COVID all over again. It's ridiculous, man. It
never ends, man.
Like, can we please just like just don't understand it, man.
Nobody is winning. Like you think you're winning. You're not gonna win. You're not winning, bro.
I just don't understand what these studios are thinking, man.
You can't have your cake and eat it.
Like, man, we can't. This affects Spider-Man too. Like, we can't. It's like I'm hoping Spider-Man 4 does not get delayed, but it might be.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because what we saw a tweet that Spider-Man across or Beyond the Spider-Verse. What did it say? 2028 at the earliest.
It might. Yeah. It might be that. Yeah.
That's awful, dude. It was supposed to come out in spring next year.
Which I would even with the strike, I don't even think it would have came out that year. I think it would have came out like the year after probably. But
yeah,
it's just what the hell, man. Like we.
Like RJ and I are, we're baffled. It keeps getting worse.
It keeps getting worse.
I don't know how it is.
And like, Deadpool 3 was supposed to come out next year, May. And
yeah,
like, what's gonna come out next year?
I don't think anything is confirmed for next year.
Also, we're big Cobra Kai fans. We're not gonna get season 6 for a while.
Yeah. 2026, I would say maybe 2025.
Yeah,
depending on how much longer this shit goes for.
Yeah, like, and also like what's also happening is that this is also going to affect box office numbers for future projects because what's happening now, and especially this year, like movies like Indiana Jones and The Flash flopped. Like now, The Flash, there's a bunch of like reasons for that to flop. Not gonna go into detail, but it's some of these studios are releasing blockbusters close together.
Yeah.
And some projects are getting more affected than others. And I have a bad feeling that that's going to happen again because you don't want to pay writers and actors. It's
a pattern at this point.
Yeah. Ah, man. We went on like a tangent, man.
Yeah. Well, yeah. You guys can hear it in our voices. I'm sure you guys, if you're obviously you're massive Spider-Man fans, so you're obviously a fan of films to some degree, and the less Spider-Man, less movies, it's not going to make anyone happy because for some people, movies are all they got. For some people, I mean, movies are important in our lives. So we got other things, but movies are all some people.
It's our
have.
number one thing.
Yeah, and you just hate to see it go this way.
Yeah,
and it's really tough. And I think unless you're smoking crack on that crack pipe, you probably think that we should be paying the writers. Sorry, I'm a little bit tired, but they should be paying the writers.
Just pay the writers. Like, it's not that hard.
Stay off the crack, stay off the weed, stay off all that stuff.
Just pay the writers. It's not that hard.
Then everybody can get back to work.
Everybody can get back to work.
We can have more projects to be looking forward to. Everybody will be happy besides the big production companies because fuck them right now.
Even movies that have already done filming, they're just doing promotion. They're getting delayed because of this.
Yeah. Has Blue Beetle even gotten delayed?
No, that's coming out.
Okay.
They put too much marketing into. Well, not really, I guess, because they haven't marketed shit about that movie, but it's coming out like next month.
Mm-hmm. I know. I just didn't know if it got affected or.
I think delaying it would be like, I don't know, but
on that note,
pay the writers and actors. Just pay the writers and actors.
Just pay the writers. Just do it. But guys, I think that's going to do it for this episode. It's been an eventful one. We covered a plethora of topics. The concept art for No Way Home, the Spider-Man console bundles for Marvel Spider-Man 2, which is completely badass. Game comes out in less than 3 months. Yeah, less than 3 months now. It's going to bypass. And we also touched upon in excruciating detail with the SAG and WGA strikes that are going on. We're about to enter month 2, 3. We're about to enter the third month of this.
Already?
Strike.
Wow.
Yep. It was May 2nd it started.
That's right.
We're about to enter month 3. So hopefully it does not go to October or perhaps longer. We are desperately hoping that fair deal can be reached as soon as possible. Wake up, Sony. Wake up, Disney. Wake up,
Netflix. Wake up, all you pieces of shits. Come on.
Like the bitches. Wake up.
The bitches. Like,
you're going to be losing even more coin.
Pay the damn writers.
You'll be millionaires before you know it.
They already are.
Well, they are. Well, some of them are billionaires, and they will be millionaires soon. And then broke bitches.
Broke bitches.
Well, guys, that's going to do it for this episode. Stay tuned for our ranking of all our top 5 favorite Spider-Man actors. That's going to be a fun one. See you in the next one. Keep whipping.
Pay the writers.
Pay the writers. Do it now.